right now, the world of AI is being pulled in two completely different directions. On one hand, you've got this widespread fear about jobs insecurity. And on the other, you have people creating wealth faster than we've ever seen before. So what is really going on?
And this right here, this is the paradox in a nutshell. You've got Jack Dorsey's company, Block, laying off a huge chunk of its staff, 40%, and they're pointing right at AI as a reason. At the exact same time, a non-coder in Brazil, someone with no programming background, uses AI to build an app that hits nearly $500,000 in revenue in, 45 days? It's not a contradiction. These are just two sides of the very same, very powerful coin.
So this really boils down to a question for you personally. Right now, what is AI to you? Is it this looming threat that's coming for your job? Or is it the single biggest opportunity you've ever had to become a creator, an entrepreneur, and build something new? Well, the answer really depends on understanding the engine that's driving all this change.
And that engine, this hidden piece of tech that's behind both the layoffs and this massive wave of creation, is something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. Honestly, understanding this is the key to figuring out where you fit in this new world.
So what on earth is MCP? Just think of it like a universal translator for AIs. It's this open source standard that lets any AI model talk to any external tool or database. Before MCP, if you wanted to connect an AI to, say, your company's Slack or a private database, you had to build a custom piece of software for every single connection. It was a total mess. MCP changes all that. It creates one single, unified way for them all to communicate.
And this is the perfect way to think about it. It really is the USB-C for AI. You know how you don't need 1,000 different chargers for all your devices anymore? You just have one cable, you plug it in, and it just works. MCP does that, but for AI models and data sources. It's the one standard to connect them all. And the way this thing took off, it's just been absolutely explosive. It was released as open source in late 2024. And in just over a year, every single major player, we're talking OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, they were all on board. It became the official industry standard. With 97 million downloads a month, this isn't some future trend. This is happening right now.
So why does this matter so much? Well, follow the money. This one protocol is the foundation for the entire AI agent market, and that market is projected to be worth over $500 billion by 2030. This isn't just some neat piece of tech. It's the bedrock of a massive new economy that you can actually build on top of.
Okay, so we've got this game-changing protocol. What does that actually mean for builders, for entrepreneurs like you? Well, it's kicked off what you could call a new gold rush, and the business model at the center of it is called agentic SaaS.
Let's break down what makes agentic SaaS so radically different. Traditional software, think of like Photoshop or Excel. It gives you a tool, but you still have to do all the clicking, all the manual work. Agentic SaaS is totally different. You don't use it in the same way. You give it a goal in plain English, and the AI agent does the work for you. It doesn't give you a better hammer, it builds the entire house.
And here's why this is an opportunity for literally everyone. Get this. A staggering 41% of all new code written today is generated by AI. But even crazier, 63% of people using these new vibe coding tools, which is basically just telling an AI what you want a program to do, are not professional developers. The barrier to building things has just completely collapsed.
Okay, so if everyone can build, doesn't that make it super crowded? Well, not exactly. Look at where the action is right now. This chart shows the landscape of MCP servers. It is dominated by huge corporate tools and infrastructure giants like Amazon Web Services. Together, they make up 90% of the market. And that tiny little slice left over, that's the indie and community-built stuff, just 10%. And that right there, that imbalance, is the massive gap in the market. The world is flooded with these big, generic, one-size-fits-all corporate tools, but there is a huge underserved demand for specialized, high-quality, trustworthy solutions for niche problems. That is your opening.
And look, I know this can all sound a little abstract, but it's already happening. Take this real-world example of the Magic MCP server. A single developer built it to help other developers automatically create user interface components just by describing them. It's a simple, super niche tool, and it's already making recurring revenue every month. This proves that one person can build something valuable and make money in this ecosystem, like right now.
All right, so you see the opportunity. You know it's real. How do you actually get started? How do you seize this first-mover advantage? Well, the path to building your own agentic SaaS is actually surprisingly clear and actionable. Here's the playbook.
It really just breaks down into 3 simple steps. First, target a niche. Seriously, don't try to build the next Facebook. Find a specific, painful problem for a specific group of people, like indie game developers or freelance writers or iOS users. Second, build a prototype fast using these new AI coding tools. We're talking hours or days, not months. And third, launch it as an agentic SaaS, a service that delivers a specific outcome for your niche. Okay, the big question. How do you actually get paid? Well, there are 3 models that are already working for people. You've got the classic subscription, which gives you predictable monthly revenue. You can go with a credit-based model, which is great because it lowers the barrier to entry for new users. Or if you're building a high-value tool, you can even go with a performance-linked model, where you charge based on the direct value you create, like the time you save someone or the sales leads you generate.
Now, all of this sounds like an incredible opportunity, and it is. But there is a catch. This moment, this window of opportunity, it's not going to be open forever.
This quote from the report that inspired this analysis just says it all. This isn't the sound of a window of opportunity opening. It's the sound of a window closing. See, we're not at the very, very beginning anymore. We're in that crucial middle phase. The technology's proven, but the big winners haven't been decided yet.
And let's look at the numbers, because they tell the whole story. There are over 10,000 public MCP servers out there already. That proves the tech works. It's mature. But there are fewer than a dozen documented cases of people successfully monetizing them. That massive imbalance between a proven technology and a tiny number of commercial products, that is the first mover advantage. It is a land grab, and it's happening as we speak.
So when you boil it all down, it leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. As this new world takes shape, the whole role of a builder, of a creator, it's changing. The value is shifting. So you have to ask yourself, in this new era, are you going to be someone who writes lines of code, or are you going to be someone who orchestrates intelligent agents to achieve outcomes? The choice is yours.